we're back in person reviewing the Match Sim games.
Come on.
Hello and welcome back to Off the Mark, an AFL Fantasy podcast. I'm Mason.
I'm Casey, and here we are in person. It's a little bit weird. It's the first time we've done it with the video, and we've been in person.
So we obviously had a season last year just doing audio, and now we're here with video. I just want to make sure that this is gonna. I hope everyone can hear us all right. I don't know.
It looks all right.
It'll be fine.
It looks fun.
Yeah, we're not in the usual studio that we have recorded in because we couldn't get in. So we're right by the lovely River Torrens, looking pristine as always. Water not moving, grime everywhere.
And in the background is Adelaide Oval. So
yeah, just over. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. I'll show you. Just over there.
I'm not going to hear you if you're not speaking to the recorder as well.
Oh yeah. Oh man, this is a mess. But we figured we had to jump on here.
Just to talk about these preseason.
Preseason scratch matches because they are very important for who we're picking with our sides.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week as well, reviewing the proper AAMI Community Series games. Have proper stats. Although we've had the community pull up and give us some great numbers, which we'll go through today. Let's start. Go all the way back to Monday where we had Hawks versus Geelong. Top scorer there was Connor McDonald. He's probably the only relevant name, I guess, in this game to talk about. Scored 110, had the role was the main thing. I mean, we're not looking for scores mostly from these type of guys, but he had it, I guess.
No, you'd pick him just off that, but you just gotta. Didn't Tom Mitchell come out again and say, or Sam Mitchell, whichever one it is, come out again and say that he's only going to play forward?
Yeah, he said some weird things, which is what threw me off him. But as soon as I saw this game and saw his role in the CBAs, he was straight back in my side and hasn't left since. So I think that we can definitely almost like lock him in. I mean, I would probably just watch it again. Actually, I should get the AAMI series fixture up because I don't know who they play, but we're definitely going to watch that. And obviously we get the look in opening round as well to see what he'll score as well.
And that's real good. I reckon if he's going to play midfield, he'll play in opening round. He might even he'll play in the AAMI game for sure, but opening rounds where we'll get a proper look at his role. And if Sam Mitchell plays him out up forward, then at least we have that opening round. We can just take him out, swap around and all that sort of stuff. So.
Exactly. So they play the Bulldogs on the Friday night, so we'll be watching for that, see how their CBA makeup looks. Obviously, they're without Will Day and Warple left, so that's the midfield that the midfield minutes they leave behind. Josh Ward was another recipient of some with an 82. I think he could be a good pick this year, but I think it's just midfield.
Yeah.
We're talking for him. Obviously, John Newcombe was there, 99, had the role. There wasn't really much else to talk about. I mean, Dylan Moore looked like he had that same role, which has been fruitful for us in the forward line in the past. So I'm not saying we can't pick him, but didn't seem to me like he had more CBAs at all.
No.
Apart from that, it was pretty... Cam McKenzie, I guess, is maybe a name that's come up. Didn't have anything, really. Didn't have CBAs much. He seemed to be low in the pecking order. So, yeah. McDonald's probably the only Hawk we're interested in. And Geelong is kind of no one, really. I mean, Warple was at the top of the list if you look there with 82 fantasy points. So, new player, new role, maybe could be fruitful. But they were without Holmes, Bailey Smith, among many other names. Tom Stewart, I think, was out as well.
Yeah, a bunch of guys.
From the State of Origin. I wouldn't look too much into that. Ollie Dempsey also got a little bit of some CBAs with an 81 there, so maybe that could be fruitful for him. But that's about all from a pretty boring Monday game.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the Wednesday game, which was Brisbane versus my Blues. Now, just quietly, Carlton are winning the premiership. Like, there's no two ways about it. Sam Walsh signed for 7 years this morning. I mean, we're winning the next 7, really. So, that was my takeaway from this game. But we looked to Brisbane first. So Dane Zorko was top there with 111 fantasy points.
He looks pretty good.
You can't pick him though, can you?
You can't pick him, not with that early buy, but he'll probably be a top 6 forward, top 6 defender again this year.
I wouldn't be surprised if he is. The buy is what kills it for me. If he didn't have the buy, I'd consider it, but I probably still wouldn't pick him.
Yeah.
I guess the worry for us was all those people in the back line and how they'd fit in. And the main story out of this was Kitty Coleman playing forward.
Yeah.
Sometimes full forward, but then as the game went on, kind of went to a half forward, pushed up the ground. So it was a little better. Did score the 70 fantasy points.
That's almost serviceable, you reckon?
Yeah, but I just don't want to... Round 2 bye,
I'm not picking him, but
no.
we could look to him after that bye. I reckon if he's hitting 70s, he'll move up a little bit. After that bye, their fixture gets a little bit easier. They might be able to jump on him.
I think maybe if he plays more like a wing, you could possibly do it. But yeah, if he was off halfback, I'd be considering him on my side with the bye. But without it, it's just a bit of a no, I think.
Yeah.
Other names for Brisbane there's not much.
Dan Annable down the bottom did all right. He had nine disposals, but only played in the second half. So
that
probably
is
not in there once.
Yeah,
but
it does show a lot.
Got to see, wait and see.
Yeah, wait and see for that. So who do they play? AAMI Community Series. They play the Gold Coast on the Thursday night. So we'll watch for that and see where he fits into their side. Another name I wanted to mention, Lincoln McCarthy, who came back from an ACL, I think, last year. Was a small forward. Now playing off half back. So interesting that they've gone him there over Coleman. I don't know if that's a yearly thing. Like a one-match thing, or if they're going to do that all year. Bit of a confusing one there as to why they wouldn't use Kitty off the back line. I mean, you could say they're
easing Kitty back in as well.
But I mean, they're easing McCarthy in, so I don't know what the read is there, but we'll see that next time. Over to the Blues though. Top scorer was Ben Ainsworth, who was good, but we're not picking him. Probably a bit upside, but no.
Yeah.
So let's look at the ruck. So Mark Pittner did have about 70% CBAs. You would have called this if you do follow me at MasonGM167 on Twitter or X. So I did have some live stats there if you want to see some more of that through the AAMI Community Series. Pitto had about 70% CBAs and scored a 70, so he was solid. He seems like the number one ruck. I would not be surprised if Reedy is in the side though. He had about 30% CBAs and scored a 30, so pretty much 1 point for every percentage of CBAs they had, which is good. I think Reedy could be serviceable. I'm not picking him because of the bye, but if he didn't have the bye, I might pick him. That's how the rucks are looking. What else did I see in this game?
Zach Williams with the half-back roll.
Zach Williams did have the half-back roll. It didn't look fantastic for fantasy or football-wise, so I think we're just steering away from that. The CBA mix was interesting, so obviously no Cripper there, but it was Chera and Hewitt up the top as the main two, which I think we'll see, although Chera's now out for 7 or 8 weeks with a hamstring, so he won't be there. I assume it's just Cripps straight in, which means that we should see Walsh be that kind of third midfielder, Cripps, Hewitt, Walsh. And then it looked like Cooper Lord and Jagger Smith were like the 4th and 5th men. When Chera comes back, that goes to obviously 5th and 6th. But I would expect Lord was in there a little bit more because Cripps was out. He's a bit of that bigger bodied kind of guy. So when Cripps comes back in, I feel like it's a bit of a like for like. They're going to keep Jagger in there, who's obviously a very relevant rookie for us because he's a speedy little guy. So I think he should be good. Only other name that I wanted to mention is Taylor Byrne, who kicked 3 goals in about 8 minutes. So he could be a nice little 230K forward rookie. Won't score too much, but if he plays, I think he could be in.
The other 230 rookie that we're looking at, Jagger Smith, absolute green tick, 100%. Lock him in your side on field as well.
Yeah, he has the role. He's only scored 41 points. He did play in only the first half. Walsh also there with 38 only in the first half. So I mean, you even that out to a full game, and it's a couple of 80s probably, and first hit out back as well. I think it's really great signs for both of them.
Yeah.
We're locking Jagger in, and I think you can do Walsh.
Okay, yeah.
You can do Walsh, I think. Well, let's move on to the next game, which was Bulldogs versus Sydney. And again, not too many relevant names here, especially for the Bulldogs. The only one that I wanted to mention, so Riley Sanders was in there for a 94 and looked fantastic, but obviously the Bont was out. Ed Richards was out. We saw this last year. I think we just crossed it off the list. Yeah. He's not a forward anymore, I don't think. No, I think he's a straight mid.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're crossing that one off. One name I wanted to mention was Connor Buderick, who I've talked about before, and I feel like doesn't get the love that he deserves because maybe that bye, the Bulldogs' hard opening fixture. But he scored an 88 and looked really good off the halfback. Bailey Dale did go down early with an injury. And the other, rookie that looked really good was Lockie Jacks, who scored an 82. He's a 230K defender who's come straight into my side. So watch for those two to kind of spike up a little bit this year with some good rolls off in the back line. That's what I saw. Don't know if you saw any more.
No, Lockie Jacks taking 6 marks.
Yeah, he was good.
I think it was a bit more than that actually.
Yeah. Buderick 8 as well.
Yeah, pretty solid. Both of them have spent time on my side. Yeah. Jacks is in there currently, and
Buderick's a forward as well, not a defender.
So it looks all right though.
Yeah, I think Jacks is almost a lock for my side. Although we do have a lot of good defender rookies, but I think that at 230K. Not that you just want to pick a guy because he's cheap, but he could be good.
Yeah.
Apologies for any audio delay. What's it called?
The Popeye.
The Popeye on the Torrens is passing us at the moment. So how lovely. Let's go over to the Swans. And the main name out of this would have been Errol Goulden, who scored a 111, just looked elite. Had a little bit more of an inside role than I thought. And we did hear that earlier in the week, I think.
It's probably good for him as well.
I think it's good for him. I don't know. I think that putting himself in a position to be like there in the center bounce is good because he's obviously going to peel off the play outside once the center bounce is over. So I think it's good. I think it's a good sign for us.
I actually had him in my side after this game. I thought that is all I really needed to see from him was just play inside and then it work.
Yeah.
Because like there's always a bit of a worry it wouldn't work. So
yeah.
But I don't know. With that early bye, it's hard to pick.
Yeah.
My plan currently, because he's got the round 3 bye.
Yeah.
A bloke who's got an all right fixture at the start is what's his name? Not Petrarca, the other Clayton Oliver for GWS. He's got the round 4 bye, so just going to do a bye switch. You know, Errol's run looks quite nice after his bye, and
so go Clary first and then
swap to Errol.
I don't mind that. Yeah,
that's kind of what I'm thinking. So
yeah. Well, Errol's definitely the one you want to keep.
100%.
And I think even if Oliver kind of just sits around where he's priced at, it's not the end of the world having to upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the plan.
I found that now that we've seen a lot of these opening round players, that's come out a lot. It's like, oh, can we do it? Can we not do it?
Yeah.
Who can I switch to? And we'll get to a very interesting conversation about that later. Yeah. But yeah, there's not really any other names. I mean, Charlie Curnow was good.
Yep.
93, so he could be a serviceable forward for us. But I think with the bye, it's probably a bit sticky. But
your boy Josh Wrong down the bottom.
Yeah, he was all right. Look, I've gone a bit colder on him. He's actually out of my side at the moment. Scored a 33 and only kind of played the last little bit of the game. I don't know if it was just the second half or he came on afterwards, but wasn't in the starting side, which is a slight worry.
I don't know if he plays.
I don't know. I mean, there's been word out of the club all preseason that he does. I don't know. I just think we have enough good defender options. We saw a great game from some that we'll mention later from, Richmond, West Coast, some of those clubs, Essendon. So I think we're just picking them over Sarong. But, maybe he comes in later and becomes a guy that we can downgrade to during the season.
Yeah, solid.
And another name off of this. Where is he? Riley Bice actually looked really good off halfback. So my thinking with Sarong was that he would take a Bice or a Roberts role. Roberts played up on a wing as well, but Bice looked really good, and I think he's like 500k.
It's pickable
as a defender. He's definitely pickable, and enough value that you can kind of bypass the buy. I think.
Yeah, 595 right at the top, so almost
definitely. One to watch. Plays the Giants on Thursday this week.
Straight
AAMI
defender, 595k. We could be shopping if you had a kitty. That's a
And the thing is playing opening round, if he comes out and scores an 80 or 90, he's straight my side.
Yeah,
because you get to kick off that cash gen right there. That's the handy thing with some of these guys. And same with Jai Sarong. If Jai Sarong came out and scored a 70, he'd be in my side.
Yeah.
So we get to have a look at these guys, which is good. Another couple of clubs we get to look at was Saints versus Gold Coast. And at the top of the Saints list, it's just Sam Flanders.
Oh, absolute tick. 129. And this is a preseason revenge game from the Gold Coast. He wanted it. And
does that exist?
Nah.
Do they really like...
I think anytime you get to play against your old mob, it's a little bit of a revenge game. Yeah. Scratch match or not.
You have a bit of fun.
In soccer, they call them friendlies.
Yeah.
There was nothing friendly about Sam Flanders' game, that's for sure. So
well, he tore them to shreds. 22 kicks, 9 handballs, 8 marks, 5 tackles. 4 frees 4 as well. So they definitely got stuck into him a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just going to be that accumulator in the Saints midfield.
Just put him in.
I think he's 100 plus average. I mean, he'll be a captain option for us at stages. He's just played great. And obviously the Gold Coast are really easy for midfielders. So obviously he was going to have a good game, as well as, Windhagen 92, McRae 90, Philippou 90, who's actually come into my side since this game. I really like the look of him and his CBAs. I don't think they had anyone in the State of Origin game. I don't think. Wanganeen Miller didn't play because he's from SA. So, yeah, he was in there as well for a 71. Again, he's just ticking the legs over, wouldn't watch. The role was there for all the guys we thought it would be. So I think the main CBA mix was kind of Wanganeen Miller, Flanders, Philippou, and then Windhagen not too far behind, and McRae as well. But I think Philippou's higher in the pecking order.
It looks all right. It looks all right. 27 disposals. If you can switch his handball to kick ratio over a little bit, that'd be a lot better for his scoring wise. But
and I'd like to see him get around the ground and have a few more plus 60s.
Yeah.
But
he looked all right.
Yeah, he looked pretty good. Not too many rookies that we were looking for there.
Jack Carroll's the only one.
Jack Carroll, of course. Yeah, so he did play well. I worry a little bit about his job security. I don't know how that's going to look. But 11 marks from a rookie bias player is elite. So if we can see, again, good score in opening round, he's straight in my side.
Yeah.
Over to the Gold Coast, though, and we saw Petrarca was probably the main one out of this that I saw. Obviously, no Anderson and no Rao, who might be out opening round of round one. Yep. So I think that you just have to lock him in. Had the CBA role, which again, without those two is a bit iffy to look at, but
didn't play the full game, so don't get surprised by the 64 as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yep,
Just
definitely.
take it with a grain of salt, but he looked all right.
Yeah, for sure. Leo Lombard was not far behind him on a 60. He actually looked pretty good.
I liked it.
I didn't have eyes on this game, so I don't know where he played, but it seems from all I've heard like a kind of wing, half forward pockety kind of thing.
And his job security is actually pretty solid.
I think it's all right because despite the Gold Coast being a good side, I think they've lost a few names. They've lost Fiorini, they've lost Flanders, like some of these kind of wing, half forward.
Ainsworth,
I think that he could.
Brisbane.
Yeah, no,
he was Gold
Ainsworth,
Coast.
Gold Coast come to us. So, yeah, that kind of wing half forward spot. There's 2 or 3 players that were best 23 for most of last year that have opened up that spot. And, of course, Bodie Hewland there as well with a 48 is one guy that could fill that position. But I think we're looking at both of them as rookies that could come in. And, Fiorini was good last year. Average 90. Yeah. Sorry, Zeke. I did that in our defender preview as well. I called him Bodie.
There's a couple down here, 32. Zeke. But he looks right. Both of their job security pretty in. They're both... Zeke's a rookie. Leo Lombard last year.
I just don't know how I feel about Zeke. Yeah? I need to see it. I need to see it properly. I didn't watch this game, so I'll be watching the AAMI Community Series and then obviously opening round. But he's actually out of my side at the moment because there's some good defender rookies. He's a defender mid, so could be in my midfield. But
I've got him in my midfield. Yeah,
I think he's 346 or something. Around that 340k. So it's getting up there. So I don't know. Move on to the next game, though, and this might have been the most relevant of them all, and it's Essendon versus Richmond. Up the top there for the Dons was Archie Roberts, who did seem to have a bit of a midfield role, although Merritt wasn't there, so just to watch on that. But I think he could be good. Caldwell as well with the 83 looked good. So if you were keen on either of those two, I think you're holding them.
This doesn't change anything if you already had him. If you didn't have him, it also doesn't change anything.
Yep. Same with Darcy Parish, a 71. He looked really crisp, good, really fit actually. Like he looked like he's primed for a good year and he's really built himself up. So I hope the Dons have taken the right approach in kind of easing him back, not overdoing him too much, and he can stay injury-free for most of 2026. I'll say most because the fact that the reality that he stays fit for all of it is pretty unlikely. Especially and he might have some rest games too. We would hope he has some rest games. Other names there.
I had a big tick on Lockie Blackiston. As the sole ruck. He played with Vicentini played as well, but Blackiston is clearly the number one, and he looks a lot better, a lot fitter. He got hops on him as well. Did you see this game?
Yeah, I saw bits of it. He's actually good. I think he's better than I thought he was. And I actually spent some time out of my side before this game, but he's back in now.
We have to have him.
I think we have to have him.
He can almost be considered that rookie price. It's just under 400k.
399k, literally just under 400k. Yeah. But I've heard a lot of word not out of Essendon, but from some Essendon fans saying that it's not unlikely that he could be the number one ruckman after Brian comes back
and hold him out of the side as well.
Brian's not that good, or even be a second ruck. Defender maybe, which could still be fruitful. I mean, it's not the end of the world if we do have to hold him a little bit longer than when Brian comes back around round 4 or 5. So I think he'll be a great rookie over the buys for sure. A couple other rookies we had in there, Dyson Sharp and Jacob Farrow looked fantastic.
Pretty good,
Farrow off halfback and Sharp running through the midfield a little bit. So both should be good if you had them in your side. And we didn't see from Roby, who's another popular rookie in this one, still injured, I think. So I think we keep him out for now and look for him later in the year, possibly. I think he's about 315k. So
we've got plenty of rookies who are elite. I don't think we need to be stretching for any.
Absolutely. And if you want a rookie that's elite, we can swap right over to Richmond and look at Sam Greer. How good was this guy?
Unreal. 98, 17
A kicks. True half-back role. Just, 7 marks, 17 kicks. 9 handballs.
Mate,
fantastic.
Got a couple of tackles as well. He has to be a lock.
Absolutely.
He's a lock in their side.
I think he's at the moment, he's the number one lock of all the rookies in my side, I think. And he's on field for me in he's my D6, I think, at the moment. Yeah, right.
He's my, he's in my M7 at the moment.
And then I've got Farrow in my midfield because he's a defender midfielder. And I did have Hewland in my midfield as well. So I think all three of those guys are almost locks on the field. Yeah. They're going to score for us, especially Grilled. I think he'll be fantastic. The other news out of this game was kind of the midfield mix. So we go all the way down and see Sam Lawler there with a 24. He did spend time forward, but I wonder how much of that is them just easing him back into
100%.
it.
I reckon it was. When he played, he looked all right. He didn't play, he only played first half, I think.
Yeah.
And not even. But when he went into midfield for a couple of CBAs, he looked pretty solid.
Yeah.
He looks bigger, he looks stronger, he looks quicker. So nothing to say as much as the Warrior goes. I think watch it in the AAMI game.
Definitely.
But even then, he's so much value. Even if he does play forward and then pushes up for some midfield time, I think he's still value on his 50 that he's priced at. So can go
he looked a lot like Dusty throughout that game. There are a couple of clips I saw where I was like, damn, how's Dusty come back? And, played for him. But the other midfield name was Taj Houghton, who we've touched on a little bit. He had a better midfield role than Lawler. And obviously, this is a good look for us with Richmond because they didn't have a player in the State of Origin. So we still saw Taranto in the midfield.
Yeah.
We still saw Hopper in the midfield. So they're obviously the main two. What's his name? Presti didn't play in this, obviously, because he's injured.
Yeah.
Not sure how long that one is, though. But yeah, Lawler and Houghton seem to be the next guys in there. And Jack Ross also spent more time in there. He's still probably the third guy.
Podcast favourite.
Unfortunately. It's just, get out of there.
Yeah, pretty
Put
much.
Lawler in there. I wouldn't be surprised if Lawler gets used more and they're just easing him back.
Yeah, Cumming was in there as well for the rookie who's in the midfield. He looked pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a lock in my side.
He's not quite a lock in my side just because he's a little bit more expensive. Not saying that you should be picking guys. We're talking like 40K between the two here, but he's that guy that when I need a little bit of cash to go up 40 or 50K, he's the one that gets culled. Him and Ewland have just kind of been whipping boys for me, I guess. Yeah, maybe it's just because I haven't really seen too much from them yet. So I think we need to watch that more closely. So Richmond in the AAMI Community Series play the Melbourne Demons on the Friday afternoon. So that'll be a fancy relevant game.
Yeah.
Which will be good for us.
For sure.
This one wasn't really though. Collingwood v the Giants. And the only name that I want to mention for Collingwood really is Rowan Steele, who's a popular rookie. So he played ruck because Darcy Cameron wasn't there. Scored a 77.
Yeah.
So if at any point Cameron is injured and they need Steele to come in and play, could be a great downgrade option on our, R3 or utility spot.
Yeah.
Oscar Steen as well, who I keep getting mixed up between the two and who's in my side. He looked really, really good off of... Oh, no, sorry. Oscar Steen's the ruckman, 58. Rowan Steele is the half-back I want to talk about, 77. Looks really good. 6 marks, 10 kicks. He got a lot of the ball. And
looked all right.
If he's in their side, he could be good. Another name was Angus Anderson, who was in the midfield. 5 kicks, 7 handballs, 3 marks, 5 tackles. So he looked all right. I'm not sure if he stays in the midfield there because obviously Dacos didn't play.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that could change a little bit. But look, he's one to, chuck the star on your app or your website. But that's pretty much it from these guys. I think not too much else we're looking at with that round 2 bye. For the Giants, now there's a fair bit to talk about here. Let's talk about the rucks. So Kieran Briggs, you see him at the top there with the 98. He kicked 4 goals. So you take that out and that's 74?
Yeah.
Still all right. But look, it's the concerning thing was that Riccardi was in as well. Now, you look at this again. Briggs had 13 hitouts. Riccardi had 1. Riccardi actually spent more time in the ruck. He just wasn't that good. And I'm not as down on Briggs as everyone else is. I think that he'll be fine. I think they were trialing something. I think possibly with Callahan out and Green out, and obviously they wanted like a bit of an extra midfielder in there, which they could go with more this year. But I see Briggs there as the main option.
I've been hot on this with the rucks for the whole year. I think teams, and you've been saying it as well, I think teams are going to realise that it's not as big a change as we think.
Yeah.
And they might just start running the big boys out again. So even if Briggsy plays opening round as a, what's it called? Like, I still don't think that he'll be number 1 ruck by like round 3 at least.
Yeah.
So, not so much to worry about.
If we can just flash back to last podcast when you gave him the big R2, that might not be the quite the endorsement that you want to give him now. But no, I think he'll be fine. But yeah,
I like it. But no, the one that I really like out of this game, who I slightly mentioned before, was Clayton Oliver.
Yeah,
and now
looked good.
If you've heard anything about me this preseason, you know how I am about buy players, especially blokes who are priced a little bit more. But I just see value. The fact that Clary got 30 disposals, and only had a 79, it's just enough for him to be under the radar. So people probably won't pick it. But look back to Clary when he was getting 30 disposals in his prime D's games, and he's getting 110, 120s every time. So he writes up the tackles a little bit more, adds up the marks a little bit more, changes his handball to kick ratio. You used to watch Clary, he plays fantasy. You used to watch him kick a 2-meter chip kick rather than give a handball because he wanted that extra point.
Yeah. And we'll see him ease into the year as well at his new club. I think he'll be an all right pick. Maybe before or after his bye. It's the good one at round 4. So he's an option.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Melbourne versus North Melbourne. And we saw at the top Cozzy Pickett. Now, he did score 5 goals. Again, bit of an inflated score with that.
But he'll do that from time to time.
He will do that. My concern was that he didn't have a whole lot of midfield time. So their main midfield mix seemed to be Steele, kind of Rivers and Sparrow were in there a bit, as well as, where is he? Caleb Windsor was in there a lot, only for 35, who I was hot on, but I've kind of gone off a bit. But the role is there. The role is there. But yeah, Pickett, I don't know if they were just playing him forward or, I mean, he did play in the State of Origin and came back to play this. I think it was on the Friday. So I guess he had the weak rest. But maybe they just gave him a bit of a rest up forward, said, look, you just go forward. We're going to try some guys in the midfield. I would not be surprised if that's the case. Unfortunately, we don't get an opening round look with him, but look, he should be all right. I think he's out of my side at the moment.
Yeah, me too.
He's not in my side. I went down to McDonald from him and went Lawler up to Philippou after these scratch matches, which evens out my forward line a little bit more. Yeah, it's a watch.
Yeah.
It's a watch.
Tell you who looked all right, though, was his cousin, Latrell.
Oh, absolutely.
He looked really good. 60, 13 disposals, but had the tackles. He got some couple chase down tackles. He's quick. He's going to get some tackles as well. So priced at 306.
I think you can do it. I think people are being too harsh on this.
Yeah, me too.
It's just a little bit expensive. We're looking for a good forward rookie, and the job security's there.
Yeah,
there's no way he gets dropped.
No, there's a couple like clear standout rookies in the forward line, which is your Dev Robertson and your Leo Lombard. But pick us right up there with him. I think.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. I think that we can definitely be picking him. Other names there, Harvey Langford was up the top with the 76. He did look good, but again, that CBA role is just not as much as I would have liked it to be.
Yeah.
If he was priced in the 500s, I might pick him, but 600s, no. Xavier Lindsay had a good role off halfback. Christian Salem played the half, had a all right role with a 38. Yeah. Obviously, Windsor there with that 35. Had a good role, but that's all we're looking for with the Ds, I think.
Speaking of good roles.
Well, over to North Melbourne.
It was a good role.
Was it?
It was a pretty good role.
I didn't see this game. So
it was a good role.
Was it a good role?
It was a good role.
We're talking about Sheasel.
We're talking about Sheasel, yeah. He was in the midfield.
He played a bit of forward time.
Started in the midfield. Though he started in the midfield. And it's a practice match, but he wasn't trying. Like, if you saw it, he wasn't trying at all. Which means, you know who doesn't try in the scratch matches is all the players who are confident about their game, confident about their spot on the side, and just need to tick the legs over.
Yeah.
So,
I think he's fine if you want him.
Players now.
He did, with the next game that we'll talk about some moves, he did jump into my side. Actually, I think he might be in there at the moment.
He's in your side.
He's in my side at the moment. Yes, he is. But it's because I have the cash to do it, and we'll quickly jump through. LDU was solid, great role. Sherry got beaten in the ruck, which was a little bit of a concern.
Beaten for 25 hit-outs?
He looked terrible from the clips that I saw. The problem is he can't jump. He's a wrestle tackle. He gets in your face. He's not a great leaper. And so when he comes up against these 200 centimeter guys, even a guy like Max Heath, who obviously Gorn wasn't playing, it's a bit concerning for me.
I don't mind it too much. I think they were easing Sherry in. He didn't play full game. Because he played Origin, obviously, even though
I think he'll
Origin
be okay.
was half a game. I think you can still pick him. I think
these ruck rules are really going to affect him a lot more than we think, though. I know we talk about how they're not going to be too much, but I think he is literally the type of player that they've gone completely against wanting to play like he does.
He still was taking it out of the ruck, though. Got a couple of disposals just by grabbing it, bottling them out of the way, grabbing it, because he's still allowed to wrestle a little bit. So it's not completely all wraps. And he has an easy run for rucks the first few weeks as well.
That's
so not too bad to pick him. I mean, he's not on my side, but you can still,
Well, let's go over to Adelaide, and we saw pretty much as we do from Port. So Rosie was good, had the half-back role. Butters didn't play in this one, obviously, but he will have a midfield role. Who else? Dante Vicentini played full-time ruck because Sweet was in the Sandful, and he looked pretty good. We saw Miles Bergman had the midfield role. Happy with that?
Yeah, happy with the role, I think. He kind of had a free ride for me through the preseason, Bergman, and I took him out just before the Port game, and then he played, and I was like, oh, you know what, I actually can't. Not with that awesome run. You can add 10 points onto whatever they're going to get in your head, averaging. So if you reckon he's going to average 80 for the year, you chuck a 10 on that for that easy run, easily.
Definitely. Well, see, I've got a D2 sitting there in Jack Sinclair, so I don't have him, but that's where he would spot in. And especially if McKercher looks like he's not going to play round one, it's straight to Bergman. So he's definitely an option. Will Brodie impressed me, although the low score. His role looks good, and him as a player, just a fantasy player, he's a kick mark guy that just gets into it. It's so many plus sixes, so 3 kicks. Oh, actually, maybe not 3 kicks, 1 mark. But I swear he had more than that. I feel like his stats are wrong.
Exactly.
He looked good.
He looked good. He's not on my side.
It's an awkward price. I'd rather a rookie there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I want him in my side so badly. I'm probably hotter on him than anybody. Maybe other than Toby. But there's so much value in the guys just a little bit less than him. So, like, Cumming or Will Brodie, who do you reckon is going to average more for the year?
Yeah.
It's probably Will Brodie, but cash gen right at the start of the season. Neither of them are staying in our sides.
All it takes is for Brodie to pop off one against North Melbourne in round one, and then bang, his cash gen's great, and he goes up to 700k.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to put Will Brodie back in the side.
I think he might be in. And the only player I want to talk about for the Crows is Lockie McAndrews. So we saw him score a 73 ruck roll. Rob played in the Sandful. He looked fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
Really good around the ground. Exactly what I think the Crows want with this upgrade. And I think regardless of the rules, he is just genuinely an upgrade from Rob. I don't think Rob's a great player. He's not a top 10 ruckman in the competition, and neither is McAndrew, but he's young. He's fit. He's agile. Scored a 73, 18 hitouts. Now the conversation is: do you have him at R3 or R2?
You've got him at R2, don't you?
I have him at R2 at the moment, which
like
is an
it.
interesting way, and it lets me go. I think it let me go. Pickett up to Sheasel. It let me go Briggs up to Sherry. It let me go. LDU up to Sarong. I went Bergman up to Sinclair. It absolutely upgrades your side. And all my rookies are now who I want. I've got a lot of 300k guys in there. So it's definitely some talk that we'll have as we see him a bit more. But we obviously want to see a bit more job security. But that's about it for the Crows, I think.
Yeah.
And then we'll quickly go through the West. Sarong was good.
Tick.
Jackson, ruck
Was all
mid-roll,
right,
looked good. Did have Cox backing him up, which could be a thing. But if Darcy isn't to play, I think he could be a good pick in the ruck line. Who else was there? Brayshaw, Tick, just clocked the legs over. Jordan Clark actually impressed me a little bit. I was watching a little bit of this game, and he looked really good. I think he could get back to his best. So he could be an option as a non-buy player for that kind of D2 spot if you want to go someone a bit more expensive. Maybe you have the cash from a McAndrew. But apart from that,
Hayden Young played a lot of forward time. I know some people will hold on him a little bit, but
he could pick up forward status, which could be great for us if he then goes back into the midfield. And for West Coast, it's a bunch of rookies. I mean, McCarthy looked fantastic. If you're keen on him, I think you go him. You definitely go him. Reed was good. I think people are just getting colder on him, but if you are hot on him, I think you can pick him.
I got hotter on him after this game purely because of the role. I thought his role would be a little bit still more forward time as it was last year, but he seems pretty locked in with that midfield mix. I think he's the number one banana for them.
Yeah.
Like, simple as that.
Definitely.
Over McCarthy, over anybody else they've got.
Well, Dev Robertson looked really good in the midfield, so he had a great role. Definitely F6 for us. Josh Lindsay looked great off half back, so he'll be in for
both
us.
Of those.
Cooper Duff Tyler looked really good, and I think if you have McAndrew at R2, you have to have him at R3 or possibly utility.
Yeah,
I've heard also people having Reedy there. I think Duff Tytler is the better option there, a little bit cheaper. So he should be good. Bo Allen, your mate there, did he play second half?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's interesting to see. He's very much an impact over fantasy player.
Yeah.
But whether he's in the side or not,
I think there's just too many good defender rookies to go him.
Yeah. And big tick for Harry Barnett not playing. If you there you go. If you go on that loophole, red dot. West Coast plays so many Sunday games. It's just him.
Well, there you go. That's our scratch match reviews. Yeah, sped through that. Got a class in 8 minutes.
That's all right. We're up.
Better head off. But we'll be back. We're gonna skip the Thursday Friday episode this week and just watch the AAMI Community Series, and then we'll be back. Next Monday probably for a bit of news out of that. But
awesome.
Yeah.
With any luck, watching the AAMI season, you are on the mark
and not off the mark. Possibly like the audio of this podcast without a lot of people walk by. So hopefully it's not too bad on your Spotify, your Apple Music, or your YouTube where you can check us out. And we'll be back next week.
See you later.
See ya.